What's going on, Mosh Pit crew? Welcome to the Geek Pit. Now, before we get started, I just want to introduce the guest. This guest is going to be in the fatal elimination to crown the first ever Wrestling Is Now champion. Let's give a geeking out welcome today to PJ Savage.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
What's up, dude? How's it going? Welcome back, dude.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure. Yeah. Let's have some fun, baby.
That's fun. Let's have some fun right now. So, like you're gonna before we get started, you wrestled recently in Puerto Rico. So if you want to talk about your experiences in Puerto Rico, and
the Puerto Rico stuff was really awesome, man. It was a learning experience. Me and the guys that went out there, we went through some crazy stuff, man. It tests you mentally when you go through those things, and there's no safety net, and it's just you out there. It's like you feel like you're on an episode of Dark Side of the Ring, and you're just letting things play out. And it's one of those stories, and I'll never forget it, man. Just remember being in it, and you just go, "I'm in one of those stories," and you just tell yourself, "I'm in one of those stories, and it's gonna be a long night." And learning just from that and being in front of a crowd in Puerto Rico. You guys, everybody's watch Backlash. That Puerto Rican crowd is crazy, man. They're different. They love wrestling. They want to be entertained. And if you're a wrestler that brings it to them, oh my God, they're going to suck it up. They're going to be into it from beginning to end. There's a whole bunch of stuff back there that goes into it that kind of takes away from it, but politics are politics in wrestling, Mm-hmm. And when you go out places, I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to dim my light to have other people shine or, because I look better than I wrestle better than half your roster. I'm not going to do it. No, man, I'm going to go full throttle. That's why you brought me out there, But sometimes you face challenges like that. You can't go into a new place and then have a performance that basically shits on the whole roster. It's crazy. It's like a double-sided coin. It's insane, man. But I learned so much from this trip. Can't wait to go back. And there's a whole bunch of other international trips planned this year. So it's the year of PJ Savage. It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait. And watching those crowd from Backlash, they have just so much energy. And I recently had Santos last week on the podcast, and he was telling me that about the different style that they have. It's kind of like a lucha style, if I'm mistaken,
it's very lucha, but it's very hard hitting. It's very they want to be oohed and ah by a Hurricane Rana and things like that. They'll pop, but it's very if you could punch somebody as hard as you can and knock their head off or some teeth go flying, the crowd's gonna eat it up. They love brawls. If you fight onto the outside and you're beating the crap out of each other, they eat that up. So it's a mix. It's not full I remember wrestling. I wrestled a lot of lucha libre and doing a bunch of Mexican stuff. Mexican style is very different. That's very all lucha libre. It's very just a different. It's a dance, That's a different style, but it's very high risk. The Mexican lucha libre, but the lucha libre in Puerto Rico, it's different, man. It's different. It's a mix of the states, but with their own flair and what they want to see. So it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and there was recently actually a story I heard from Jose. He was on the live about Joey trying the cosito. I think I can't pronounce it. Is it cosito or
a casita? A casita. It's called a casita. It's like a cheese dessert, but he kept calling it a casino.
I heard this story, man.
Oh, man. The amount of stories I got from this trip, man, you got no clue. Oh, man, we'll be on here for 3 to 4 hours, bro. If you ever have Joey on, ask him about the rice and beans and donuts.
Oh, man.
It's just different, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's a learning experience, but also I could speak, especially for me and Joey. And Adrian, because Adrian killed it, man. To be out there in such a different environment and still bring it. Be in front of a crowd that never knew you, and then they still get into everything you're doing and they pop when you leave, or they hit you with the uno, dos, tres. They count the finish, and that, like, it's validation. It's a whole new level of confidence. Like, I am a completely different version of PJ Savage now than I was before that Puerto Rico trip. Completely different version. So, and it's crazy to say that, but one trip, guys in the vets can speak to this. Once you go on that trip, it changes you. You become different.
Yeah. So what would you say the biggest lesson you had while working in Puerto Rico?
Oh man, there's so many. There's so many. I'll throw this one out there. I'm not going into detail. Uh,
Okay. I can have figured.
make sure you know where you're staying. Just
Oh
make sure
man.
you know where you're staying. Um, First thing going out there to an international trip, make sure everything's confirmed. Just don't leave it up to chance. Like, it just don't. But on the flip side, with the wrestling on the in ring, man, just know where you're working. And never, no matter what, like, you can wrestle in Puerto Rico, you can wrestle in Mexico, you can wrestle in England, Japan, or the States. Never stop feeding off the crowd.
Mhm.
It's always going to be the same. Feed off that energy, feed off the crowd. You know what to give them, you know what not to give them. The crowd is where it's at. Always feel that energy.
So, like, who was your first opponent I mean, not first opponent. I'm sorry. Who was your opponent in Puerto Rico in CWA?
Wrestle Joey Conway.
Oh, you did wrestle Joey, man, in Puerto Rico. That's
It was
awesome, man.
the match. The match should come out soon. Anyone can picture what a PJ Savage versus Joey Conway match would be. It surpassed it.
Yeah.
It surpassed it. As the wrestler, me and him are gonna go back and look at it, just breaking the fourth wall for you guys. We'll go back, look at it, and nitpick. But me and Joey fucking killed it. It was different. It was just different. We didn't talk to each other. We just knew what to do. And just Puerto Rico, if you're watching, never put me and Joey Conway on first. Biggest
Oh,
mistake of your life.
oh my God.
You can't follow it, man.
Nobody
You
could
can't
follow that,
follow
man.
it. You can't follow it, man. It's a different breed. And me and Joey stateside, me and Joey here, that's something to build up to. And god damn, when it's happening, when me and Joey is gonna be the guys that standing across from each other, everyone's gonna feel it. Everyone's gonna know what's going on because we're very similar and we're very different. We want the same things. We want to be the guy. We want to be the top guy. We want to be the head guy. We want to be the business. And we both love professional wrestling. We come from very different backgrounds, but we want the same thing. And two guys that are hungry, that just want the same thing. It's two pit bulls fighting over steak in a small confined cage. That's magic. That's just magic. It makes me happy to know that I'm gonna go to war with Joey Conway. Just that's the war I welcome. It's just different. It's a different energy, and it's at Win right now. That's gonna set Win apart from a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you guys can't get away from each other. That's what just feels. It feels like because you just wrestled Joey Conway and Hamlet Hertzu in the triple threat. You wrestled him in Puerto Rico, and now next Thursday, well, next Thursday, you're gonna wrestle him again in the 10-man fatal elimination match, man. That's
That's
so. It's like,
that's the. I mean, when even the lead up to the first Win show, the lead up to that to the big fight, we said it. We called it, man. Me and Joey said it. I said it. Hamlet said it. That match, that triple threat match, something's gonna come out of it. That's gonna carry the company. The tag team division is gonna be amazing. The trios division is gonna be amazing. Everything that Win puts out is gonna be insane. But you need that heavyweight championship feud. Who's it gonna come down to? And the mix, whether it's me and Hamlet, whether it's me and Conway or any other 8 men, me and Papa Don, there's so many guys in there that's in the mix. Win has a very special locker room right now. Very special.
yeah. So PJ is the man to carry Win on his shoulders. One of the main reasons. I came to win.
That's insane. He says that, man, because he's one of the main reasons I came to win.
Yeah.
When everything was getting put together, and I reached out to a couple of the guys who was putting everything together, and they were bringing me in. And Joel, I think it was, that put me on, that Paul was in. Paul was in, and he was thinking about coming in. I was like, I need to be there. I need to work with a guy like Paul. I need to pick that brain, pick that mind, so I could, get better as a professional wrestler, because that's what we're doing out here anyway. We're getting better as pros, and we're learning the game. Being with someone like Paul, he's a mastermind in this. And I'm very lucky to be a part of this locker room. Very, very lucky to be a part of everything that's going on backstage with Win. And I'm going to grow. And me growing and learning now at this stage in my career is nasty. It's a nasty thought, man. It's a nasty thought. And I am the guy. I don't care what anyone says. I am the guy that's going to put Win on my shoulders. A lot of guys are going to try. A lot of guys are going to want to. I'm the guy that's going to carry Win to a whole new level. Like I always say before I come out that curtain, I'm on another level. And leveling up and Win is putting me on a whole nother level I can't even fathom. I am the guy. And no disrespect to the guys that don't like what I'm saying right now. It's not what it's about. It's about elevating the 3 letters, because when you elevate the 3 letters, you elevate yourself.
Yeah. How does it feel? You were actually the first guy Paul picked to be the first guy announced for the Fatal Elimination match. That was, I believe, that was on our podcast.
Yeah, it was, man.
Yeah, so a while, but I think it was like 2 months ago, right? I believe
2 months ago. I mean, that was a huge honor, man. Like, and so people like to call me the plan changer. I'm the guy that comes in and it's like, maybe I don't know what to do with him yet, but once you start seeing me moving, once you start seeing the promos come out, once you start seeing everything just start to flow and come out of me, plans change. The guy who's supposed to be the guy isn't going to be the guy. Whatever plan you had for me isn't going to be the plan, because I'm a bulldozer. I'm a juggernaut. I'm just going to knock down every single wall you put in front of me, and I'm going to grab what's mine. Like that's it. And Win's the perfect place for me to do that, man. I was having a conversation with somebody else earlier, and I don't want to be the best guy at a place with a bunch of scrubs. I don't want to be the best guy at a place with a bunch of local talent or guys fresh out of a school or just low-level talent. I want to be the best guy swimming with the sharks, because that's what I want. Like, everybody knows this about me. I'm vying for a contract. I'm fighting for a contract. I want a contract because I believe I'm a guy that should be at the next level with the bright lights behind me, because I know what I can do and I know what I can put forth. But I also know that I'm on a platform right now that this is where I prove that I can be that guy. So Win is my proving ground. Win is the place where I'm going to show everybody I can be the guy. I can wave the flag. I can put a company on my back. I can be a draw. I can be the main event. That's me. I'm a different breed. A lot of guys don't think like me. That's what sets me apart from a lot of people.
Yeah. So how does it feel to be in like the Fatal Elimination match with top tier talent? Like you're being put in there with the absolute best right now. There's just not, oh, maybe this guy's gonna get eliminated or this guy's gonna get eliminated. No, everybody in this Fatal Elimination match is the absolute best. So how does it feel?
That's why I'm here. You see the smile on my face? It's like I'm like you just put the biggest stake in front of me, man. Like that's what I want. These are the moments I grab for. I live for the moment. The moment is being in the ring with countless guys who are supposed to be the guy, countless guys who have buzz, and countless guys who are going to be the guy. No, man, it's me. It's me. Even if something happens that I'm not the guy that holds that belt on May 18th, and it's going to take a whole lot to make sure I don't get that title on May 18th. But if I'm not the guy that gets the title first, I'm going to be the guy that gets the title. I'm going to be the heavyweight champion that you remember when it's all said and done in this company's history. That's going to be me. It's not going to be Conway. It's not going to be Hamlet. It's not going to be Face. It's not going to be Papa Don. Damn sure ain't going to be Brando Lee. Damn sure ain't going to be Morpheus, Chris Cage, Dickie Rides, or Ellis Taylor. It's not going to be them. Whether I'm the first heavyweight champion at win, and believe me, I want to be the first heavyweight champion at win. I want to be the inaugural champion at win. Everyone knows what kind of moniker that is because what kind of company this has potential to be. So to be the first, it's going to be special. Whether I'm the first, the second, or the third, I'm going to be the best. Yeah. I'm going to be the champion everyone remembers. When you see that title, that beautiful gold title, you're going to think of me. You're not going to think of anyone else.
I don't think I've seen such a better looking title. I mean, I haven't seen it in person, but dude, that from pictures, that title looks just absolutely beautiful.
And I'm not trying to be a mark here, but WWE clearly ripped it off. I'm just saying. That world heavyweight title that they introduced is clearly the win title. Oh man, but we saw it backstage during the big fight. That was, oh God. I looked at it and it was like, that has to be mine. That title was meant to be with me. They put out a graphic with me next to the title and it just looked so fitting. It just looked like it was supposed to be. And that's what I'm here for, man. I'm not here to just be a random guy in the middle. I'm not here to collect a paycheck. I'm not here just to win the title. I'm here to be synonymous with the title, to have my name ring with greatness or ring with championships, and to ring with a company like Win. When you think of Win and when Win grows and becomes this amazing company that it's destined to become, and then you start thinking of PJ Savage, that's exactly what I want my career to be. I want to be the best of the best. I don't want to be the best of the losers. I want to be the best of the best. So being in this match, come on, man, this is everything for me. This is proving ground stuff. This is everything I'm made for. I'm made for this moment. And look, man, this guy's like Hamlin hurts you. I don't know what's going on with the combing and the hair and the music and the slaves. I don't know what's going on. But if he gets in my way, I'm going to break his neck. He knows that. He knows that. Me and Hamlin go way back. And Morpheus, Chris Cage, I got some news for you at the end of the podcast. I'm going to drop something for you, some exclusive news for Win that's coming out of my camp. You're going to get that. But then there's other guys like Ellis Taylor. I saw Ellis Taylor in the scramble match. First match of Win. He killed it, man. He killed it. He's one hell of a talent. Wish list Shawn Michaels can't lace my boots. It's not happening. It's not happening, bro. And Valo got killed by Face. He's lucky he's even still going. He's in this match. It's just it's a whole different lane, man. And then me and Face it. Oh, that's one everybody wants. And if it comes face to face with me versus Face, it's gonna be the most beautiful picture of war anyone has ever seen. Anyone. Brando Lee, Young Glory. I trained Brando Lee. He didn't get trained by Johnny Rods. He sat in Johnny Rods' office. I trained Brando Lee. I am his trainer. I am his dad. He calls me dad. Brando Lee, you know what it is. And this is I'm gonna save this for the end anyway. Everybody's gonna know what that is very, very soon. Dickie Rods, I don't know too much about him. I know he's a vet out here. I know he's been around. And I was impressed. That match he had with Alvin. I was impressed from what I saw. He's a beast in the ring. I cannot wait to lock horns with him. Cannot wait. Papa Don is a guy that I've had my eye on for the longest. I got so much respect for Papa Don. And I'll have respect in the ring with him. But I'm going to hurt him. Because he's a gatekeeper. He's one of those guys that stops guys like me from ascending the throne, from becoming the guy. Because he just stays here for so damn long. He's not going to stop. Because he's one of those. He's a pit bull. He's a dog. He's a fighter. He's going to keep his spot. He'd be damned if a young gun like me is going to come up and take it away from him. I'm going to take it away from him. I'm going to rip it out of his hands. And I'll tell him this in front of him. And on to the bald-headed, bearded bastard, Joey Conway. The cause of it all. Oh, Joey. It's going to be a beautiful symphony with me and you get the lot. It's going to be beautiful. Just the feud. Just the months, the lead-up, the matches. Where we could be what Brett and Sean could have been if they actually got along and had those matches. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to beat the shit out of Joey Conway. It's a war. It's gonna be a war, and on May 18th, it's gonna be a war. This is a chaotic war. Look at everyone in this match. Look at all the guys I just named and mentioned. I didn't even talk about me yet. So you're
That's out.
telling me you're gonna throw in all those guys, the cause of it all, Hamlet hurts you, Alice Taylor, Morpheus, the Greek god Papa Don. You're gonna throw all that into a mix, and we haven't even talked about the Savage yet. The future face of Win. Oh man, it's another level. This is different, don't it? It's different. I cannot wait to May 18th, man. I cannot wait.
I can't wait either, dude. The May 18th, if you haven't bought your tickets, the link is in the description below, and there's a little QR code right on the little poster. So if you just want to scan the phone whenever you're watching on, just buy a ticket through there. But May 18th is a show you're not going to want to miss because you're going to get a new champion crowned, guaranteed, on this show. So I can't wait. PJ Savage can't wait because PJ Savage knows he's going to be the first Win champion. Now, what does that mean to you exactly? To
It's
be the
huge.
first champion, the first.
That's a huge moniker to carry. But I'll say this, and everybody knows that knows me, that's been in the ring with me, that's grinded with me, that's trained with me. I know one thing very firmly. I've held heavyweight championships in multiple companies. I've been heavyweight champion for years long at multiple companies. Know what it is to carry the gold on your shoulder. The championship doesn't make the man. The man makes the championship. See, that Win title may make a lot of those guys, if it falls on their shoulders, might give them something. I give that belt something. I give this company something. That's a different level. I am on another level that half of them can't even fathom what it feels like to think on that level. I'm a different breed. I'm a different animal. I'm meant for something so much bigger than what all of us are doing. But it's a beautiful journey. It's a beautiful ride, and everybody's along with it. Everybody's on this ride. Everybody's going along with this journey. You get to watch PJ Savage from the bingo halls to Def Jam Vendetta arenas onto the big lights one day. And right now, the focus is to win. The focus is to win everything that's in front of me. And now, outlaw wrestling is now savage.
Wrestling.
Point blank. Period.
Wrestling is savage, right? There you go. Wow. Uh-huh. Man, so that's amazing if you could become the first champion, man, because Geek is going to be there to witness that live at Stereo Garden right there. So
that's
live.
awesome. We got to be there together, man. We got to get a flick out there. And if you haven't purchased tickets, man, go get them tickets. Whoever's watching, go get those tickets now for Wrestling is Now. This is a special night, man. It's a special night for Win. That's why they're on a social media tour. That's why you're seeing the Win talent pop up everywhere. And the one thing I like about Win, there's a lot of companies out here. Win does not care about any other company. Win only cares about Win. Win is just, how can we get better? How can we push the envelope? And what better way to do that than to crown the first ever inaugural world heavyweight champion for Wrestling is Now. It's a different feeling, man. Another main event, man. Another main event. This is legit, besides Puerto Rico, this is legit my 9th main event in a row. Like, this is what I do, man. This is what I do. I'm a main event guy. I'm the guy that closes the show because I put the asses in the seats. And if you don't think that's true, take me off the show. Watch what happens.
How would it feel if you were to win? Well, win. There you go. Win the Wrestling is Now championship, and then defend that belt in Puerto Rico.
Oh man, of course that'd be a dream come true, man. That'd be a dream come true. Just to win that title would be awesome. It's gonna be a special moment. I envision that moment a lot. I envision that moment holding that title in my hands, raising it above my head, and knew like I've envisioned this moment a lot. The moment I saw that championship, the moment I walked in to win, when I didn't even know there was gonna be a tournament. I just knew there might be a chance for a heavyweight champion. There's a chance for a guy at this company. I was chomping a bit then, man. And now even more so. Like winning that belt would mean it would be one of the best things that ever happened to me on this scene. 100%. It'd be one of the most prestigious titles I ever won in my career.
That's amazing. I can't wait. So if you haven't bought your tickets, buy your tickets. The link is in the description. And so not only that, you're also going to be wrestling Homicide. So what is your feeling about wrestling Homicide and Invictus, knowing that he's also going to be there at Wrestling Is Now as well?
So Titan Championship Wrestling is another special place, another place that's doing it the right way, another place that's laying their foundation. And I want to be the guy there also because that's what I do. I head to places and I become the guy. But this Homicide match, man, and mind you, so the Homicide match is 2 days after I become Win Heavyweight Champion. It's literally 2 days. So May 18th is the event with Win, and May 20th is PJ Savage versus Homicide, the Notorious 187. If you haven't seen the promo I dropped, please go watch that. It's on my page, it's on Facebook, it's on YouTube. Go check that out, PJ Savage. If you watch that promo, you're gonna know how much it means to me, man. To give you a little bit of backstory on me, probably a teenager. I was a kid, man. I was a kid watching Homicide. My uncles used to tape trade, so I used to get old Japanese tapes and Ring of Honor tapes, DVDs, and PWG DVDs and things like that. And Homicide was the first guy that reminded me of me. He was the first guy that I saw on the television that looked like me. That was huge for me because that could be one of the moments that it made me realize that I really can't do this. I really can become a professional wrestler. I really can chase this dream. It was him, man. It was him. There was a lot of moments. There was a lot of moments in my life that led to me becoming a professional wrestler, but Homicide had a heavy hand in it, and he doesn't know. He has no clue. So this, for me, is a match. If you would have told me, PJ Savage, you're going to wrestle one of the guys that influenced you in your life, I would have called bullshit. I would have said that's not happening. No way. And I get to do it on a really big stage, man. I get to do it at a really special place. And wrestling Homicide, it's borderline dream come true. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say dream come true because I'm one of the boys. I'm one of the guys. I'm facing them. You know, I'm not gonna be in that ring geeking out that I'm in there with them. If anyone gets to see that match, go purchase the tickets. Go check that out. May 20th also. But when you see that match, maybe you'll see me crack a smile on his entrance. But that's it. It's down to business after that, man. Like, it's down to just me versus him. I get to see if I can hang. This is a Hall of Famer. This is the Notorious 187 Homicide. I grew up loving Ring of Honor. He won that heavyweight championship. One of my dreams is to become Ring of Honor heavyweight champion. He held that championship. And I remember being a little boy just loving it. Little tear in my eye that he won that heavyweight championship and he took it from Daniel Bryan. Took it from the American Dragon. That was a special moment for me. And then seeing him at TNA was like, wow, he's on the big stage. He's on the big lights. And I was just hooked on LAX, man. I was hooked on it. I wanted to be LAX. I wanted to be in the group, man. I was one of those guys throwing up the L's, you know? That was me as a kid, man. And this is a special match for me. This is a special match. This isn't one of those. Yeah, it's a measuring stick moment. Yeah, it's can I hang? Can I, can I lace his boots? It's one of those moments for me. But it's also very surreal for the person, the real person that's behind this. And I always say the person and the wrestler is the same, but there is a different person that sits at home with his kids. It's just PJ. PJ gets to sit at home with his kids, and my kids, even before this match got announced, before I even knew I was wrestling, I was studying Homicide stuff. I was watching his NWA stuff that he was doing recently when he won the Junior Heavyweight Championship. I was watching all of it, man, and there was a little part of me that was still a fan there. And then when you think of everything that Homicide's done, look at all the people he's trained. Look at the Doghouse. If the Doghouse was around when I first got into business, I would have went to the Doghouse. I would have never went to Gleason's and got trained by Johnny Rods. So it probably would have been a whole different PJ Savage in front of you. But I definitely would have went to the Doghouse. So this means the world to me. And I'm going to show everyone it means the world to me by beating the shit out of him. Yeah. Hitting him as hard as I can. Trying everything to knock him out because I need to beat him. I want to beat him. I have to beat him. This is a moment for me. I'm one of the New York guys now. I get patted on my back all the time by the vets in New York. You're next. He's on the Mount Rushmore of the New York City guys. I want to squeeze someone's face off and put my face on it. I have to put my face on that Mount Rushmore because I want to be the best. So if I'm going to be the best, I got to be the best guy from New York, right?
Yeah.
That kind of goes through Homicide. That kind of goes through him, man. Because everybody else that's claiming they're king of New York or they're from New York, chances are they got trained by Homicide. It goes through him. And I know that. Uh-huh. And I cannot wait till May 20th. It's going to be one hell of a weekend for me. Stack show after stack show, main event after main event. I'm built like this, baby. This is what I do. This is what I do, man. I'm made for the big moments. I'm made for the big fights. It's me. That has PJ Savage written all over it, and nobody else would do it.
Man, I can't wait. Stack show after stack show, and then Win is a stack show on its own, man. It's insane. I mean, not just are you getting a new champion guaranteed, you're also getting the legacy of the Backseat Boys against the SATs right there.
That's insane, man. The whole card is stacked.
Yeah.
The whole card is stacked. And maybe, who knows, man? PJ Savage walks out with that Win Heavyweight Championship on May 18th. Maybe May 20th I defend that Win Heavyweight Championship against Homicide.
Man.
How about that one? What kind of story is that, right? How does that, if that doesn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what does. I don't know what does, man. It's a special night. It's a special time in professional wrestling. Cardona said it best, man. He was one hell of a shows in Puerto Rico. It shows the fan bases can grow and it can be different. But the independent scene is thriving. WWE is thriving. AEW is thriving. Look what they're doing in London right now. Thriving. It's a beautiful. I'm so lucky to be in this business. I'm so happy to be in this business. This is exactly where I wanted to be in my life. There's nothing else I would do. And the independent scene, look at GCW, man. Look what they do. They go everywhere and sell out every single time they show up somewhere. I want to be a part of that. SAT's a part of it. I want to be a part of that. And then everything else on the independent scene, from wrestling is now. Look how special wrestling is now. Look how special Titan Championship Wrestling is becoming. Look how special Invictus Pro Wrestling is becoming. It's a whole different atmosphere, man. It's a special time in professional wrestling, and I feel like it's just starting to get hot. In the face of all of this, when it's all going to be said and done, it's going to be me. Guarantee you. I'm going to change this business.
So what would be next for PJ Savage if PJ Savage were to win the Wrestling Is Now championship? What would be next for you?
Cement my legacy as the best Win Heavyweight champion I ever was. Legacy building. That's why I would defend the belt right away against Homicide. I would defend it against anybody and everybody. I'm the guy that's all these companies now that's facing in all these big names they're bringing in because I'm becoming the big name in New York, in Jersey, in Philly, in Connecticut, and Northeast. I'm one of those rising names now. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm humble about it. I'm very grateful about it. I'm making noise because I put in the work. You could say I don't, but I do. I cut more promos than anybody else. I promote more than anybody else. I do more than anyone else. No one can do what I do. To do all that and then still show up in the main event, it's a different atmosphere, different level of thinking. You gotta have a whole nother kind of mentality, and just being the win heavyweight champion, cementing that legacy of being the best ever. No one's even thinking about that. No one's even going, I'm gonna win this championship. Okay, what do I do with it now? I'm already thinking what I'm gonna do with it. I'm already thinking about my next defense. I'm already on a whole plan of this is what this needs to be. It's already laid out. And whatever Paul, whatever anybody, whatever management at Win throws at me, I'm gonna turn it into gold. You could put me on the first match and I'm gonna turn it into a main event. That's what I do. That's what I do, man. So being the Win heavyweight champion, the next step for me would be cementing the legacy of being the best Win heavyweight champion there ever was.
So who from, I know you said Homicide you would love to defend the belt against, but who from the Win roster would you want to, because there is a stacked roster that you could defend it against. There's Papadon, there's Alec Price on
100%, 100% Papadon. He's the first name that comes to mind. Of course, Joey Conway, just because I know what me and him can make. Papadon, though, is probably the first name that comes to mind. Just being in there with a vet. You're going to be in there, you're going to learn from him. I'm going to get the W, but I'm going to learn. Just being in there with a guy like Papadon, everybody knows the respect I have for him. Everybody knows it. He's the first name that I would throw the hat. I need him. You know why? Because he's probably considered the best. All due respect to me, Conway, Hamlet. Papadon's probably considered the best by the scene. You know, he's been around for so long, killing it. I've been on the scene, 2 years now? I've probably been on the indie scene less than everybody else on this roster. And that's just facts. I've been on the scene for 2 years now. Almost 2 years. I've done a lot in 2 years. Just because I put in the work. But Papadon's been doing it for a long time. He's been killing it at every company he's been in. Papadon's the first guy I would give the nod to. If I'm walking around with that championship, and if he's walking around with that championship, I hope he looks my way. Because I know him. He loves a challenge. He doesn't care if there's a chance to lose it. I don't care if there's a chance to lose it. I want to put myself in front of the best. That's what we do, man. And then putting myself in front of Papadon would be it. Another guy that comes to mind is Face. You won't see Face on these podcasts. You won't see Face doing this because he speaks for himself in the ring. I need to go to war with Face. We have to go to war. We were trained by the same person, both trained by Johnny Rods. But Johnny Rods guys, we came out of it. We were in the gutter. We were in a group together. I know what he can do. He knows what I can do. Oh, man. Two guys that know what the other guy's going to do. It's going to be one hell of a massacre. One hell of a massacre. And the roster's so stacked, man. The roster's so stacked. You still have Chavo Guerrero waiting in the background, right?
Yeah.
How's that for a title defense?
Oh, man.
How's that for a championship match? I wanted the Chavo match so bad, man. So bad.
We know.
Didn't line up. Things didn't line up, but it's still in the wings, man. He's still at Win. He's not off a win.
No.
So who knows what could happen in the future? Chavo is definitely one of the guys. That's a true measuring stick moment, you know? That's Chavo. A true measuring stick moment. And then for me, also, when it comes to Chavo, I'm heavy on family. I have a 14-year-old daughter who's just turned 14 last weekend while I was in Puerto Rico. She texts me and she calls me asking when can she start training. And she's 2 years away. 16, I'm gonna let her start training. 18, she'll make her debut. I already have my family starting. Then I have,
Wow.
I have my 10-year-old daughter who wants to get into it. She's 6 years away. Then I got my 9-year-old son, 7 years away from training. Then I got my 3-year-old firecracker, who's probably the most surefire bet to follow in my footsteps, to wear my logo. Lucas. He showed up at Win. He walked through the curtain. He's in it. He reminds me of me when I was a kid. I need to submit my family's legacy. I want to have the next Royal family. So, of course, I need to be in there with Chavo because he has the Royal family.
Mm-hmm. And like I was just about to say, it's like wrestling has more than one royal family, and PJ Savage is that next royal family.
Next.
Right there.
It's next. You heard it here first.
Yeah, right there.
You heard it here first. I got my 14-year-old daughter, so we're 4 years away from my daughter making her debut. And I'm gonna be the one that's training her, so she's gonna be a monster. And it's not just like, I was Johnny Rod's head trainer for almost 3 to 4 years. I know how to train people. I trained half the guys you see on the indies now, man. I trained most of them, bro. Any guy that says he's from Johnny Rod's from 2016 on, I was his trainer. It was me. So guys like Jay Bougie, I trained him. Guys like Jacko, I trained him. I'm telling you, Prince Ahmed, there's so many guys, man, that I had my fingertips on. Brando Lee, I trained him. So training my daughter, man, and she's going to get the extra special treatment, I'm going to beat her up. She's going to get it. She's going to learn the hard way, but she's going to earn it. She's going to earn it. So I cannot wait, man. And that's what I love about Win too, man. It's very family-oriented. You see the Maximals running around with their kids, me running around with my kids. And then when we get in the locker room, it's all business. It's all just put on the best show that anybody's ever seen. That's so different, man. It's so different. I'm happy to be here.
Mm-hmm. Man, I can't wait for next Thursday. Next Thursday is going to be a loaded show, man.
100%.
And you forgot to mention, isn't Hamlet Johnny Rod's guy as well? Or
Yeah, Hamlet took, I want to say, a couple years before me. We crossed paths. When I got there, Johnny was transitioning. It was a little like hazy when I first got there at Johnny Rod's. It was like, who's the trainer? Who's this? It was a very weird time. There was some amazing trainers there though. There was Matt Stryker. There was Flex. There was Cowboy. There was Mark Viola. There were so many people that and all these names are names in the business that people that are in the business or in the WWE. They know these names I just said. These names are well respected when I was there. Those were the OGs and the head trainers. And then about a year or two into me being at Johnny's, Johnny saw there was a trainer in me and kind of gave me the nod. But it was also, I'll never forget him telling me, man, he sat me down and he told me, I'm making you a trainer not for you to be a trainer. It's also for you to learn. Because let's say I got 10 people in the ring with me and I'm training 10 people that night. Each person's going to fuck up. Each person's going to make a mistake. They're all going to make one mistake and they're going to go home and they're going to think about that one mistake and they're going to fix it. But I just learned 10 mistakes because I was the one that fixed all 10 of those mistakes. So those guys go home learning one thing. I just learned 10 things. I'm 9 steps ahead of you. Different. Johnny was so smart with it if you knew how to take it in. So when I got to be head trainer, Hamlet was pretty much gone. He was pretty much on the indies now. I want to say about a year or two into. Actually, when I was heavyweight champion at Johnny Rod's, I defended the belt against Hamlet. I defended the belt against him. Me and him have a very long history. Very long.
And now you guys are at the, I believe, SAT school now? Or
Yeah, now we're under the SAT wing. Now, and Jesus Christ, look at the training I'm getting, man. I'm trained by WWE Hall of Fame Johnny Rod's, and now I'm trained by the legendary SAT, man.
Man, that's crazy.
I have there's a good pedigree behind me right now, man. And being with them, being in their camp, man, for a long time, I had no home. For a long time, once I left Gleason's, I had no home. When I first hit the indie scene, I hit it on my own. A lot of these guys on the independent scene, they have a school behind them. They have people helping them get bookings. They have people pushing them or telling them what to do or where to go. When I hit the independent scene, I had no one. I had no one. And I finally got the SAT now, and they're guiding me and they're pushing me. They're helping me. They're making me elevate my game. I'm very blessed to be with the SAT right now.
I can't wait to watch you on May 18th at Stereo Garden right there, man. That's that and Patchogue, New York. That show is going to be stacked. Is there any particular match you're looking forward to on that card, or
Besides mine's?
besides yours? Yeah, I was just about to say that one.
Oh, man. The Audacity. I have my eye on the Audacity, man. The Audacity is going to be a very, very special tag team. Just in general, man. They're so special. The things they do in the ring is like second to none. And that SAT match with the New Backseat Boys, there's so much history in that match. That's going to be one that the boys watch. That's going to be one that everybody's looking at. Because, we know what the SAT brings to the table. We know what the New Backseat Boys bring to the table. Now with Johnny with them, they're on a whole new level. It's a special thing to watch, man, to be a part of all of this. It's a special thing, man. And the history behind the Backseat Boys. Now in the SAT and putting a new chapter in that story now. That's probably what I'm looking most forward to besides my match. But I'm on that show, baby. I'm fighting for the heavyweight championship. I'm not thinking about anything else but my chance to become the best. That's all I'm thinking about.
I'm just gonna get to do some comments right now, because we got the SWA general manager saying, "My guys right here." One of my picks to win the win title.
Here we go. Smart man.
Right there. Hello, buddy, Thunderfeet. And it said DJ Savage. I know what he meant. PJ Savage, the next WWE champion right there.
Yeah, man. My dream is to win the WWE championship in Yankee Stadium. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna manifest that.
And Paul goes, "There's nothing that comes out of PJ's mouth, and I don't believe comes from the heart. His heart, the most believable talent on the scene today."
Hey, that's because the man and the wrestler is the same person, man.
The mad genius right there. The mad genius right there, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
He's got to be the smartest man in this business right now.
He's on another level. There's a couple guys that I ran across that I put over their mind. That I like, when you're in a room with somebody smart. There's a couple of them out there. There's a couple of the crazy ones too.
Yeah,
I got to put his name out there. John Trotsky. John Trotsky runs.
Oh man. Oh, don't even start, man. I know where this is going.
I know the rep he has. Man. I know the rep he has, but when you're in a ring setting with that dude, man, and you're just going over pointers and trying to figure things out, he's one of those mad geniuses. It comes out of him, man. And Johnny Rods is one of those guys. He comes out that little locker room, comes out his office, pulls up his pants. "Hey, Pa, that's not how it goes, Pa. No. Let me show you. Let me get in." Once he gets in, you're in for a treat, man. You're in for a treat. It's going to be a long night, but you're in for a treat. He's going to stretch you out. He's, 80 now? He'll still stretch the crap out of you. He's one of those guys, man. Matt Stryker was one of those guys. His mind is different. It's different. His mind is amazing. And of course, Paul's in that group, man. And for me, that's like holy grail of the mental game right there. This my holy grail of the mental side of it, and Paul's definitely up there.
Yeah. I'm still new to like the podcast game, and just Paul is just taking me under his wing, and I can't thank him enough, man.
He doesn't stop. That's what I admire about him. That's one of the biggest things I admire about Paul Loria, and even SAT, because they're cut from that same cloth. They don't stop. They're like me. That's my work ethic. Like, I'm up at 2. Look at last night. My promo dropped at 11 o'clock. My promo dropped at 11 o'clock at night. Why? Because I edited it. I shot some stuff. I put it together. I put the voiceover in. I edit my own stuff and got it out. And then I got a workout in. Like that, which, it does not stop. It does not stop. And he's one of those guys that he's on his phone all night. He's on his phone all morning. He knows how to do the podcasting. He knows how to do the wrestling. He knows how to do everything in life because he wants it. When there's a will, there's a way. And he's one of those guys that no matter what, he's gonna grab it. He's gonna get it. He knows what he wants. He has a vision, and that's why so many guys trust his vision and follow him. People out follow Paul Laurie into a fire. He tells me there's a way out of there. I'm coming. Let's go. Who I got to punch in the face to get there? Like that's that relationship, man. I trust him. I trust him. I'm very happy to be at Win. I'm very happy to be under all their wings and be under the wing of the SAT and learning from guys like Paul Lauria. These are things that I'm gonna keep with me for the rest of my life, man. Like this is a special thing, man. Because like I said, the man and the person's the same thing, the same person. The wrestler and the person's the same thing. There's no difference. This is all life experiences for me. These are things that I'm gonna keep with me. I'm not a guy that takes pictures with wrestlers and posts them up, but I have them on my wall. I have them in my phone. Like I take the pictures because this is special. We're on a ride, and I'm very, very lucky to be on the ride I am on right now.
And I'm just very thankful to be working with you guys, man. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate the time, PJ, man.
Of course, man. Whenever you guys want me on, I'll be on. When I win the championship, I'll come on. After I beat Homicide, I come on.
Maybe one day we'll have a face-to-face you and Homicide, man.
Who knows, man? And look, that's just probably gonna be part one. It's probably gonna be part one, man. It's probably gonna turn into one of those things that me and Homicide are just gonna face each other over and over again. Or maybe this is just the one and only. Who knows? But whatever the case may be,
the John Cena Rock match.
Yeah, once in a lifetime happens 3 more times.
There you go. 3 more times.
You gotta sell them tickets, baby. You gotta sell them tickets.
Once in a lifetime. I'm surprised it wasn't booked. Once in a lifetime. PJ Savage versus Homicide. Wait, once in a lifetime. And then we book it twice in a lifetime.
Look how the universe collides because May 18th, he's in the building. Like he's there. He's going to be there. Me and him.
He's going to be watching you. He's going to be watching you.
Let's have some fun, baby. I can't wait till next week, man. I cannot wait. It's going to be a movie. It's on another level. It's going to be intense. It's going to be insane. It's going to be savage. That's everything it's going to be, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so happy. So anyway, where can people find you, PJ, exactly?
All my social media platforms is at PJ Savage _. All my promos get uploaded to my Instagram and my YouTube. Go check it out. My Facebook, go check me out. Go hit me up. I'm very active. I'm very communicative. Just hit me up, man. I'm there. I'm there. Just hit me up on all those. You want some merch? I got some new merch dropping next week. ProWrestlingTees.com/PJ Savage. And I'm gonna have some new in-person stuff coming out too. So it's some cool stuff coming out, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for this year. Who knows? Maybe going back to Puerto Rico again. I definitely got some other stuff lined up, and all the announcements haven't even been made. And let's just put it like this: I know what the next year looks like, and it's gonna be special.
We don't even know it's an Outlaw wrestling show as well, but we don't even know the matches for Outlaw. We just know the win matches. That's the craziest part. That's the craziest part, man. Right?
Exactly, man. I remember the last time Outlaw had Homicide. They were streaming live on Rolling Stones, and they pulled in almost like 200,000 views. Homicide versus Bull James. Like that's the stuff I want to do, man. I admire guys like Bull James. I admire guys like Homicide because they've been there, they've done that, and they're still grinding. They're still doing it. That's a different side of an animal when you look at things like that, man.
Yeah. So remember, fans, watch PJ Savage win title on May 18th in Stereo Garden. Buy your tickets. Link is in the description below, and we will see you guys in the next one.